One of the great things about representing this country is that it continues to surprise. It continues to renew itself. It continues to beat all odds and expectations. You just know that Americans are not going to be satisfied until they really do form that perfect union.
About women's rights now?
This is the best time to be a woman. I want young women to really understand that and believe it. It's not that there aren't barriers. Of course there are barriers. It's not that it's not hard. Of course it's hard. But it's when you think of what our mothers went through or what our grandmothers went through, or my great friend Sandra Day O'Connor, the first Supreme Court Justice who was a woman, who was told, well, maybe you should be a secretary because women really aren't lawyers. Women don't face that now. Reach for it. Find mentors who can help you to navigate. They don't have to look like you. Had I been waiting for a black female Soviet specialist role model mentor, I'd still be waiting. Some people are going to be first. But I really want women to be encouraged about the opportunities that are there, not discouraged about whatever obstacles there may be. So we go to see Santa Claus. I'm 5 years old. And you know how it is. Santa Claus takes the little girl, sits her on her knees, says, "What would you like, little girl, for Christmas?" Well, this Santa Claus, we're standing in line. This Santa Claus is taking the little white kids, putting them on their knee, taking the little black kids, standing them out here. So I hear my father, who was a football player, 6'2", big man, say to my mother, "Angelina, if he does that to Condoleezza, I am going to pull all that stuff off of him and expose him for the cracker that he is." So you're 5, Daddy Santa Claus, Daddy Santa Claus. This is kind of disturbing. Well, Santa Claus must have read my father's body language, because when I got to the front of the line, it was, "Little girl, what would you like for Christmas?" Whitewashing history. I don't like the renamings. I don't like the taking down the various monuments. I know that, for instance, the flag, Confederate flag, I agreed completely with Nikki Haley and others that was a battle flag of the defeated Confederacy. That's a different matter. But these historical figures, we need to remember who they are, what they stood for, and why we've moved on. I believe affirmative action is still necessary, which means you look outside of your normal channels to find people.
Said you are a defender of the Second Amendment, but you don't think civilians should have assault weapons.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I'm a defender of the Second Amendment. I was a little girl growing up in Birmingham, Alabama in the late 50s, early 60s. There was no way that Bull Connor and the Birmingham police were going to protect you. And so when white night riders would come through our neighborhood, my father and his friends would take their guns and they'd go to the head of the neighborhood, it was a little cul-de-sac, and they would fire in the air if anybody came through. I don't think they actually ever hit anybody, but they protected the neighborhood.